Hello, happy Japanese New Year! We are back and predicting an amazing 2023 in Sumo! Soft throw!
Roll the salt, get in the ring. Welcome to the Dohyo.
Hello and welcome back to the Dohyo here on MrJWags channel. We are here for our 4th year and 100th episode! Thanks so much to all of you who have joined us for the first 99, and for those of you who are joining us just now for episode 100, how fortunate for you. We are going to be going over our predictions for the entire year of 2023 in Sumo. And not only that, we did this sort of episode for the past 2 years, and we are going to go over our predictions for last year right now and see how we did. This is not the January predictions video, so those of you who are eagerly awaiting my predictions for the January Basho, those will be coming up in the next episode. 101. These predictions are always very enlightening and in no way embarrassing a year after the fact. Let's check them out. Well, my first prediction for 2022 was there would be no Tokushoryu surprises, and although we did have 3 Maegashira Yusho, all of them had been in the Sanyaku before, and if the guys have been in the Sanyaku regularly, you can't really call it a Tokushoryu surprise, where it's a sort of under-celebrated journeyman who leaps out of nowhere and grabs a title in a Rocky-esque fashion. Yes, Abi did win a championship from mid-Maegashira, but he had been up in the Sanyaku before, and in fact on his way back up, I think. My second prediction, that someone making their Makauchi debut in 2022 would end the year in the joy, and Wakamoto Haru did it, and in fact, he made it all the way up to the Sanyaku, we now know since the January Bansake has been released. So, congratulations, Wakamoto Haru. And Nishiki Fuji is getting pretty close. Now my who will make their Sanyaku debut predictions ended up about 50-50. Hoshodyu and Abi made it up to Sanyaku, Hoshodyu for the first time, and Abi back up there again, and then of course fell down and then won a championship because things are crazy. Ura did not quite make it, and you know how much I love Ura. Well, we'll see if he manages to make it this year, but he is 30, so we will see how those knees age. And surprisingly enough, I thought Endo might have an amazing tournament in the middle of the year, like mid-Maegashira, pop up like the Komasubi for one tournament. Didn't happen. Endo had a thoroughly mediocre to bad year. I had my in-tie predictions for who will retire in the year. I did not do too well on those, and in fact, I think I'm going to retire the in-tie prediction this year, for no other reason than Tochinoshin just keeps proving me wrong. So while I was right about losing Shohozan and Kaisei, Tochinoshin, Sadano Umi, and Aoyama still around. Stay strong, guys. I was surprisingly accurate about the future of our Ozeki ranks. I thought Metakeyumi would make Ozeki, and he did. I thought Shodai would lose Ozeki, and he has. And I thought Takakeisho would have one episode of sort of going Kataban, but would then come back strong, and he did too. I just did not expect Metakeyumi to lose Ozeki in the same year he got it. Don't think any of us expected that. I thought we would have one first-time Yusho winner this year. Isn't that adorable? When in fact, half of our winners this year were first-time winners. I thought that either Metakeyumi or Takakeisho would get a Yusho, and the one who didn't get a Yusho would get a Jun Yusho, and that ended up happening. Of course, starting the year with a Metakeyumi Yusho, the end of all things happy for Metakeyumi. And Takakeisho, of course, finished the year strong with 2 out of 3 Jun Yusho. I predicted no new Yokozuna this year, and the Ozeki have continued to prove me correct. Metakeyumi and Shodai. Not great Ozeki runs this year. And Takakeisho, little late to the party, but very close to a possible Yokozuna push. And my strongest, wrongest last prediction. Terano Fuji is going to win 4 of the 6 Basho. Oh, that did not happen. I even said that if he finishes it, he's going to finish top 2. That didn't happen. I thought 2022 was going to be sort of the last hurrah of Terano Fuji's Yokozuna Sumo, but that seems to have happened last year already. Now my first prediction. We are entering a time of sumo of great change, and I think we are going to lose quite a few veterans this year, if not to Intai, at least to sort of the Juryo line. So my first prediction. The average age of the Makauchi division will get at least 6 months younger from this November to next November Bansake. And yes, I am fully aware that this will require a lot of math at the end of the year, but I will do it for you. Well, yeah, look at the lower Maegashira ranks right now. I just see a lot of guys whose best sumo is behind them. And I look at Judeo right now and I see a lot of guys whose best sumo is in front of them. And that math is not friendly to our veteran favorites. Sorry, Tochinoshin. Piggybacking off of that prediction, by November 2023, we will only have one member of the Sanyaku in their 30s. Yeah, I think the Youthquake is going to be this impressive that by the end of the year, we will be lucky to have a person sort of on the downside of their career. I think the future is very young in the Sanyaku. And yes, I am aware that the current Sanyaku has Shodai, Terunofuji, and Takayasu in it, all over 30. Not to mention Mitakeumi, that's a whole nother thing. We, of course, have the amazing story in sumo this year of Wakataka Kage and his older brother, the middle brother, Wakamoto Haru, being in the Sanyaku to start the year, the January Banzake. I don't think that's gonna stay that way. I think Wakataka Kage will stay up in the Sanyaku this year, but I do not think by the end of the year Wakamoto Haru will be there. So my prediction, while we start the year with Wakamoto Haru and Wakataka Kage in the Sanyaku, say that 5 times fast, we will not end the year with the both of them in the Sanyaku. And while I won't do in-tie predictions this year, I will do who I think will make their Sanyaku debut this year. It won't be as many as last year. I think the cake is sort of baked for the next 5 or 6 basho in terms of top-level talent. I think our top 15 in the January Banzake are largely going to be the top 15 at the end of the year. Now, 3 people I think could break that open are Oho, Nishiki Fuji, and returning up to Sanyaku, Ryuden. Now, Oho, we just got to figure out, he took like a little mini leap. Is that going to be enough to get him up on Sanyaku? The learning curve has been a little slow for him, but the leap could come at any point for this hot, young Rikishi. Nishiki Fuji, he's a little bit older, he's 26, he's hitting that joy line for the first time, but this is a guy who also faces Terunofuji every day, so how afraid of the top rankers is he going to be? And Ryuden, he's been up in the Sanyaku before, but I think the Bansuke is so pillowy soft and he's riding enough momentum he will get up to the Sanyaku for at least one tournament in 2023. Don't think he's going to stay there, though. I predict that Asanoyama will make a triumphant return to the Makauchi division. In fact, I think he's going to make it at least up to the Joy to be able to face a Yokozuna or Ozeki by the end of the year. Now, I have been critical of Asanoyama, but I don't think there is enough talent in Juryo and Low Maegashira to keep him away from the top ranks for 6 consecutive basho. Alright, coming down the stretch of the predictions, the Yusho picks, the sort of global, where is sumo headed for the rest of the year? Well, I think 5 out of the 6 Yusho are going to go to first or second time winners. And this does include people who might win 2 this year for the first time. So as a practical matter, that prediction means I think of Terunofuji, Takakeisho, Mitakeumi, and Tamawashi. They are going to win 1 total between the 4 of them. I think the new blood will be pumping very hard through the heart of sumo this year. Very Huey Lewis. I predict at least 2 new Ozeki in 2023. And as a sort of bolder prediction for that, Hoshoryu is going to be one of them, and Abi will not be any of the Ozeki. I just see Hoshoryu at a very crucial time in his sumo, but I think 2023 is where that sumo body and the sumo mind meet a beautiful, glorious leap in talent, and we see our first Hoshoryu Yusho this year, which I think will lead to an Ozeki run. He's too good, too young for me to not consider it at this point, and I think, yeah, we're getting to the point of critical mass where the talent is going to start exploding out of him. And then there's Abi. I think Abi won a championship the way Abi can win championships, with a lot of guts and a little bit of luck. I would love to be wrong about this. It's just Abi has never proved himself in the Sanyaku. The second he shows me double digits at Sekiwake, I will eat that prediction with a magnus of salt. A magnus of salt. This is a tough one. I predict no new Yokozuna in 2023. Essentially, this means I don't think Takakeisho is going to pull it off. Yeah, I just don't think Takakeisho has it in his sumo right now to get 13 wins again. If he can show me 13 wins once, maybe we can talk about that. But he just hasn't been able to put together the dominant sort of sumo that makes me say, yeah, that guy's definitely on the track for a Yokozuna belt. Look at our most recent run. Terunofuji definitely had that sort of Yokozuna, sort of FU like mystique, the swag of the Yokozuna. Takakeisho's got a bit of swag, and he has managed to come back in the second half of last year. But do I think that this is going to mean he has an insane January and gets a Yokozuna rope? I just don't think so. I think there are too many holes in Takakeisho's game for him to get up to 14 or 15 wins in a tournament, which is, I think, the level he would need to get to before he could get promoted. Of course, a whole lot of retirements could change a lot of people's minds very quickly. And my final prediction. Yokozuna Terunofuji will return to the ring this year. I also think he will wrestle his last match in 2023. This does not necessarily mean that he will go Intai in 2023, but I do think the last match on the Dohyo for Terunofuji will happen this year. Healing does happen, surgery can help people, but I just feel that the body is too old and hurt right now. There are a lot of miles on Terunofuji's very, very large body, and I just don't see him turning it around, especially not in a year where right now we have a lot of young talent just biting and champing at the bit, pulling at the reins, steaming at the boiler, whatever. But we have a lot of young talent that is knocking on the door right now, and I just don't think time is going to be kind to our Sanyaku in their 30s this year. Thank you for joining us here on the Dohyo. Of course, as I said, we will have our January Basho predictions out soon. Let me know what you thought of my 2023 predictions down there in the comments. Love you guys. You, of course, best comment section on YouTube. Remember, I do not post every episode on the social media, so please like and subscribe. That just means that everyone on YouTube will have more chances to appreciate the Dohyo love. So everyone, stay safe, stay strong, stay healthy, and I will see you next time on the Dohyo.